Willis's World back with another one, and I actually need to change characters real quick. I have a day of grind planned ahead of me to go and get something for my hunter via a quest on my Titan. Yeah, it's going to be annoying. But today's video is going to be about the Warlock Exotic combinations, which, if you have watched my Titan Exotic combinations, I did mention a few times that Warlock has some of the most brutal combinations of exotics in it. While the others do still have some very powerful ones, Warlock by far has some of the best ones. And I mean some. There are some very good ones between the other ones. Like Kepris for Titan with the new Void 3.0. You set that up correctly, that build will... In essence, you'll be having 3 continuous regens to your overshield. It's very, very, very hard to die with that build. Now, with the Warlock, the combination I have going right now is more just a Void layout with Verity's Brow. Verity's Brow with this new Void 3.0 is completely insane. Because you got your funnel webs, your fighting lions, your enigmas. You got a lot of weapons you can choose from. The pointed inquiry, the Telesto, the dead messenger. As you can see from my energy slot, I've been playing with a lot of void weapons testing out the Verity's Brow. Then my heavy weapon slot. Parasite's always fun, but that's more being prepped for Solar 3.0 coming next season. But the colony actually has some very interesting interactions with Void 3.0. Because with the colony, it is continuously repopulating its own magazine when stowed away, so picking up heavy ammo, just leave it be for a few seconds, and then you can go to it and rapid fire a full 7-round magazine into a group of enemies. But the thing about it is that benefits from volatile. So you can sit there with your funnel web going and eating things alive with it, and you do not need a damage perk on it. If you have the volatile rounds, that is all the damage perk you need. It adds like 80% damage overall to your weapon. And the volatile explosion does not benefit from any damage increases on your weapon itself. It's not like Dragonfly or Firefly or Explosive Payload or Explosive Hit. All of those, they benefit from the damage increases on the weapons. The volatile does not.
Hi Willis, I have another video for you.
Oh, well, I'm currently recording right now.
Oh, okay, fair enough. So,
I'll check it out in a minute.
Didn't realize you were recording. I'm sorry, bro.
Oh, it's fine. Say hi to the maybe 50 views I get on this video for the next year.
Oh, hello! Anybody see my ex-wife, Miss Piggy?
Yeah, no, today I'm just going over the exotic combinations and exotics I use for the Warlock with Void 3.0.
Well, that's not bad. Fair enough.
Yeah.
You do any Warframe content or no?
Plan to in the future, but had just reinstalled it yesterday and have a few grinds that I'm trying to finish in it before I start making videos on it.
Fair.
Have covered every single class and every single state of each class in BDO. That took a minute. And it wasn't I'm gonna go look at an overview of this class and see how it works and then just drop it. It was I spent 2 or 3 hours the days before and learned the class completely and found rotations I liked. But yeah. Okay, sorry. Sidetracked. The Verity's Brow with Void 3.0. Colony works insane with it. Telesto's great with it. You pair heavy-handed with that Telesto, you're going to have a lot of fun. Dead Messenger, the new exotic from the seasonal quest line. You complete the first section. You do not need to complete the whole seasonal quest. You only need to complete 9 steps of the 28, and it will give you the quest to go get the Dead Messenger. Now, the quest is a little bit hard. There are champions, and you need a fire team that knows what they're doing. But if you do end up getting it, it's a wave frame that shoots in a cone instead of a line, and it does a lot of things with Void 3.0, and it will actually be able to transfer into all of the other 3.0 classes, simply because of the fundamentals. Press your T to change this weapon's damage type, cycling between Solar, Arc, and Void. Now, the Darkness subclasses, it won't be able to benefit, sadly. But any of the light subclasses, even the even the 3.0 versions of them, yeah, the Dead Messenger is going to be viable for a long time. The Traveler's Chosen is great because ability regen period is awesome. Already went over why the Traveler's Chosen and the Monte Carlo are both insane with Void 3.0. And those two are both insane regardless of the class you're on, because it's giving you your energy to abilities back. However, on top of that, the reason Traveler's Chosen, in my mind, is a little better on Warlock than the others is because of that osmosis when you get his catalyst. That makes it so when you throw your grenade, it becomes the same element as your subclass, making it a void weapon. The Verity's Brow makes it so any weapon final blows with a damage type matching your subclass energy grants death throws, which provides a grenade damage bonus and grants you grenade energy. When you have death throws and throw a grenade, nearby allies gain greatly increased grenade regen for a short time. This is kind of a support build due to that. Sadly, it's not like the Titan where you can just volatile an entire swarm of enemies and just heal your allies to full health off of a single enemy. It's not that level of support, but this is ability support. It gives them their grenade faster, and that can determine a lot in PvE content, and can actually shut down quite a bit in PvP. The Stag is really nice right now. You pair that with the Striga or something that has a lot of cleave kill in your kinetic slot, get Kinetic Siphon and get the picking up Orbs of Power, grant energy to all abilities or to class abilities, possibly even Orbs of Restoration. Whatever you can do to make it so you get your Rift faster, the Stag is ridiculous. It gives a almost 40% damage reduction to you while it's continuously healing you, even while you're taking damage. And if you're running an explosive kinetic weapon, and you end up running with Explosive, Wellmaker, and Well of Life, you're double dipping on that continuous health regen, making it that much harder for you to die. Lots of fun things going on. You have your Controverse Hold with the improved charging for Void Grenades. That one does kind of restrict one of the aspects you can use, and it does mean you are going to have to drop 4 slots and have to go down to 3 slots to use it, but it's not too bad, because doing that unlocks Chaos Accelerant, and you hold your grenade rather than press it to throw. Hold it to overcharge. Once it's fully charged, throw it. If it's a Vortex grenade, it increases the size of the grenade and increases the duration of it. The Axion Bolt grenade creates an additional Seeker. That one's a little more for PvP. It lets you track where they are more often with the Axion Bolt grenades. The Scatter grenades, sub-munitions track to nearby targets. I tried that one out. It's honestly kind of odd. With it, you kind of need to hit your target directly and then the explosion that would usually scatter around the target and some of them miss it, then home into the center of it and hit them. Unless they're very close to the border of it, then only like half the projectiles will track to them. It's an odd one. It's okay in PvP when it does track to them. If all of them do somehow track to them, it is a actual one-shot grenade. It's just a pain in the ass to get it right. Magnetic grenades, far easier to get that one shot in PvP, but the release is a short-ranged void blast. Basically, before, it was just boom, boom. If you get the Chaos Accelerant, it goes boom, and then detonates again after that, and then booms again and detonates again. Basically adds 2 more explosions to it. Adds a lot of damage to it. But the benefit of changing to that, though, the Controverse Hold has multiple improvements to that. Resist incoming damage while charging your Void Grenade. If you have Grenade Wellmaker with Devourer active, granting you more grenades, and then your Wellmaker grants you a damage reduction, and you have this damage reduction, that could be well over a 70% damage reduction while that's up. Don't underestimate these. I have seen them a lot in PvP and PvE, and it does add quite a bit of beefiness to Warlocks. The Ophidian Aspects, this one I more use just for a meme build, because Void 3.0 loves the volatile. And weapons ready and reload very quickly. As you can see here, double grenade launcher loader. Yeah. Fighting Lion's a primary ammo, and they recently got infinite ammo. And every hit you do with a Fighting Lion that doesn't kill the target increases its reload speed. You have double grenade launcher loader and Ophidian Aspects on. It's basically honestly, it shoots at about the same rate as a fusion rifle as a grenade launcher. And I honestly love that. It's a bit more memey. It's not a lot of damage or anything, but when that does get volatile, a single shot of the Fighting Lion is going to clear an entire room, overfill its own magazine, and then you've got like 3 shots that you can just rapid fire bounce into a room. It's not great for boss DPS, but for ad clear, I love it. But yeah, that's all the things that I have currently on my character. There are a few more that I can recommend, because they are very nice. The Skull of Dire Ahamkara, with the super energy gain while surrounded being a thing in it. You can use that with shotguns, heavy-handed, fusion rifles. Heck, even well, not so much that sidearm. Heavy-handed does benefit it, but it's a bit awkward to activate because Forerunner's more focused on range than close combat. Still gonna annihilate red bars, but yeah, heavy-handed with a lot of these. Any weapon that takes heavy or special ammo, if you have heavy-handed, well, not any weapon, any sidearm, SMG, fusion rifle, or shotgun final blow while surrounded when you have heavy-handed and its secondary perk active will grant ammo back to that weapon. And that actually does benefit into a few builds on the Titan I forgot to go over, but that's going into mods. That's something different than exotics. But right now, some of the most insane ones, obviously Claws of Ahamkara, because anything that gets you more abilities is going to be benefiting, especially in a ability ran class. And Warlocks really, really like their abilities. The Aeon Soul is very nice in PvP. Maybe not trials or elimination, but in the ones that is just a 6v6 free-for-all with extra objectives or crap. You run the Aeon Souls with I usually run with the Sect of Vigor. Whenever an ally dies, I gain class ability, and if I resurrect an ally, full class ability. So it does have some use in the trials and elimination, because if you revive that ally, you gain full class ability and can pop your rift down instantly. But that as your allies die makes it so that in those control matches, those Iron Banner matches, whenever an ally dies, you're getting your rift back faster and you're able to heal through more gunfights. Everyone downgrades them, but they're actually very useful, at least for PvP aspects. PvE, hopefully your team is not dying that much. I Have Another World is really good with, honestly, all of these subclasses. It just straight up increases the ability regen of your grenade, melee, and rift ability. And it's like a 30 increase to them, I think. Yeah, I believe it's a 30. So it's not a bad increase, especially for it to be 30 to each of them. And it highlights priority targets. Basically, when you walk into a room, whatever is the highest health target or worth the most points, usually if there's champion, it's going to be highlighting the champions, or if there's a boss, it will be highlighting the boss, and it just highlights them saying, hey, just so you know where they are, this red glowing thing hurts a lot, avoid it. That's about the extent of that highlight part of it. Wish there was more to it, but that ability regen is more why that's useful. The Nezarec Sin, this, with the Monte Carlo, triggering into your melee a crap ton, and every time you kill something with your melee, your grenade and everything recharges faster, you get Devour procced. Yeah, your Void abilities will be regenning extremely fast. And I believe this stacks up to 3 times, so once again, Monte Carlo's breaks an exotic. Always does. Monte Carlo with Claws of Ahamkara gets a lot of melees. The melees with the Warlock right now are kind of a meme in PvP, because if you're near the edge of a map, you can just melee an enemy and launch them off the side of the map. It's awesome. Nothing manacles are pretty good if you're running the scatter grenades, but it's extra grenade charges for scatter grenades, but also enables the tracking projectiles without you having to charge up that grenade with the overcharge, so very useful. Vesper of Radius I actually played with quite a bit. That makes it so that if you're running Child of the Old Gods on its Healing Rift variant, and you're getting that tether up, dude, your Rift is actually doing a lot of damage. Like, fusions, well, not even fusions, shotguns in mid-range for PvE content, they usually do about 20k damage. The Vesper of Radius, every time you pop your Rift, does that much damage to everything. The Promethium Spur, it's got its niche, but honestly, something that has my attention with it is more the fact that this could be similar to how the Kepri's Horn on Titan works. Because while standing in any rift, Solar Weapon Final Blows grant rift energy. When your rift energy is full, Final Blows consume your rift energy and create a healing and empowering rift at the target's location, basically enabling you to run to where your target was just killed, then kill another enemy with your solar weapon and create another one. I did try it out, it does work like that, but if you walk out of your rift or your rift expires before you have enough energy for your next rift, it does slow it down a lot. However, you run this with Sunshot, kill an enemy with that and clear a room with that, you're basically getting your rift back for each room. It is ridiculous. Plus, this that combination actually can be used with other classes. And one class I have in mind in particular is the Arc subclass for Warlock, because of the Arc Soul companion that it creates, which there are exotics that play with that too, but Promethium Spur might be the best way to get it up. Now, one of the exotics I don't have, but I keep seeing everywhere because honestly it is insane, the Second Filaments. Casting an Empowering Rift grants you Devour. Damage dealt by you or your allies while in your Empowering Rift will disrupt combatants. That disrupt is actually very powerful right now with Light Bearers and honestly Light Bearers, with the fact that they keep going into their supers and doing a lot of damage. Basically, you cast your Empowering Rift, deal damage to them, and it kicks them out of their super. It is very good to have. And it granting Devour, yeah, anything that grants Devour is insane. Boots of the Assembler's pretty good right now. A little bit meh, but still pretty good. Chromatic Fire is actually pretty nice, because it actually does quite a bit. Precision Final Blows with your kinetic weapon create an explosion in the element of your subclass. Yeah. You can run Explosive Wellmaker with this, and I believe there was one that Final Blows with the element of your subclass can create Orbs of Power. You get both of those things kicking off. You can be very tanky just off of using Chromatic Fire with a kinetic. Prime kinetic example, Thorn or Striga. Speaking of Thorn and Striga though, the Necrotic Grips, which I really want, will make it so that both of those guns go absolutely bat-crap crazy. Because what the effects of it is, damaging combatants envenoms them with a poison that deals increasing damage over time. Defeating a poison combatant spreads the condition to nearby targets. What it doesn't mention there, that has it stacked with Thorn and with Striga, to the point that both of those guns are insane. The Thorn with it, when you kill an enemy, well, it's easy enough to kill an enemy with a Thorn. Every shot you fire with a Thorn onto a target adds a stack of poison to it, stacking up, dealing more damage with each shot. Each time you kill a target with the Thorn, it's increasing the damage if you go and collect the Mark of the Devourer that drops, and that increased damage is to the dot, so you're killing things faster with your dot. But thing is, it was restricted to just the weapon before the Necrotic Grip was added in. This was added in, and now, yeah, you get a final blow with the Thorn, and then you can ignore the rest of the room. If the Thorn is what gets the final blow on the target, it will blow up in that poison spreads nearby combatants, but then on top of that, that poison that is put onto the nearby targets, if they die to that poison spreads again to every nearby target, and it is a stacking poison. If you kill 3 targets before the poison kills those 3 targets, you've got 3 poisons on anything around those 3 targets. And it's increasing over time. It does a lot of damage. But then it's back to the point, what does it do with Striga? Basically, the Striga just speeds up the process a little, and gets a massive magazine out of it. Like, you will never have to reload the Striga with these gauntlets on. Because all the Striga, when it gets a final blow or rapid precision hits, creates a poison burst, but the Striga itself ends the burst off that first poison burst, and anything that dies from the poison will overfill the magazine, but it won't trigger another explosion of poison. However, you get the Necrotic Grips on, that one poison burst can then trigger into infinite poison bursts. But the catch is, every time that explosion of poison goes off, every time something dies to any of the poison from any of the explosions, it's adding more ammo to the Striga's magazine. Now, I know that everyone's going to be getting mad at me for not going over why it does that, but the Striga, you do need to get his catalyst for the magazine overfill. But, yeah. Landing a final blow or multiple precision hits triggers a burst that poisons nearby targets, fires a stream of sentient toxic projectiles that track the targeted enemy. I don't have it crafted right now, so I can't show you guys the catalyst on this character. It's currently on my Titan. But, yeah, you get that catalyst, everything becomes a joke. You pair that with the Warlock's Necrotic Grips, even Legend Campaign can easily become a joke. Because all those ad rooms that kill you more than the boss, you kill a single ad with that combination and that room's gone. It's that insane. You get Orb of Power regen from that and get the Devour off of Orbs of Power. You're generating like 16 Orbs of Power for each room, and each of them granting Devour and Grenade energy. Oh, it's very nice. But yeah, as far as the Warlock goes, that's everything I can think of that I've been playing with and toying around with it. But yeah, by far the best combo, at least that I've seen in action, is the, for sure, Striga paired with Necrotic Grips. If you have those two exotics, you really don't need another build. And while yes, that is insane, there's a mod combination on Hunter with a few exotics that makes it very insane, and I'm hoping today I can get one of the weapons that I've been wanting to try out most with my Hunter. Sadly, Gambit's an ass, but yeah. With that, Willis is World out, and hope you enjoyed the video.